Hello guys and welcome back to the deadline tips video for Matchday 6. Today I'm going to showcase to you a lot of information and a lot of tips, so stay tuned until the end because you would like to hear all I have to say. Before jumping into the video, I want to ask you something. As you can see, there is a number on the top of the browser tab and it's the sub goal that I'm aiming for before the deadline for Matchday 6. I'm 15 subscribers away from 1.7k and it would mean the world to me if you are able to help me reach it. Of course, there is going to be a deadline stream, so go and tune in on that if you're watching it just before the game. It will be around hour and a half of a deadline stream, so we're going to have time to discuss a lot of options, to have a lot of fun, and to see the team news, because the games that are starting the week are Dinamo versus Celtic and Girona versus Liverpool. Both teams, Liverpool and Celtic, have an amazing fixture run, so it's going to be a while to go and listen to some team news and see what we can do. As you most probably seen most of my wildcard videos, I've prepared a wildcard template that I'm most probably going to commit to. In goal, I'm opting for Benitez and Mainan. Both keepers play on different days, and then on match day 8, Benitez plays against Liverpool, while Mainan plays against Dinamo Zagreb, and in my opinion, those players rotating well with okay fixtures like Brest and Red Star Belgrade, and Milan facing Red Star Belgrade, Girona and Dinamo Zagreb. I think that's a great pair to rotate, great team defensively, great team at not conceding a lot of goals. Yeah, Milan haven't kept a clean sheet yet, but Mainan has been returning some serious points around those goals that they have conceded. Yeah, Slovan Bratislava does not say like that, but yeah, I think that they're going to keep a clean sheet. That means that I'm not doubling up on Milan's defense, as I don't want to stack it up everywhere around the team. In defense, I'm opting for Trusty. I don't know if this guy is going to remain in the squad or not, but for now he's here, as he is most probably going to start against Dinamo, Young Boys, and then against Aston Villa he's going to be on the bench. So 4 million of a defender. If you're on a wild card, I think Trusty is one of the better options to go for, not because Celtic are that European of a giant, but because can be benched on match day 8, where only 11 players can be deployed, as the game is going to be, all the games are going to be at the same time. And compared to the rest of the teams, I think Trusty with an easy fixture run and an easily benchable fixture, I think that's an okay target to make. Van Dijk, I think he is the biggest pillar in the Liverpool defense. A slight rotation risk because now he needs a little bit of a rest, but I think he will be rested in the Carabao Cup, and I don't think that in UCL he would like to be rested. Lille, Girona and PSV, not the easiest of fixtures, but Liverpool has been an amazing team, and I think if they continue doing that, those 38 points are going to improve even more. Clean sheet against Real, clean sheet against Leverkusen, clean sheet against Leipzig, clean sheet against Bologna, and a goal scored against AC Milan. This guy has been returning left, right and center, and Liverpool have been doing pretty well. Kim, the better of the two defenders in my opinion, has the slow start, but now Benfica and PSG 28 points combined. Shakhtar, Feyenoord and Slovan Bratislava in the last 3 fixtures. I think this is one of the easiest fixture run, even though it's away from home. I think that Bayern Munich are going to be a team everyone will have to be comfortable with facing against Bayern Munich, to be comfortable against facing against each other, and the team that everyone has to fear. Grimaldo is the biggest if in my defense, but I know they face Inter and Atletico Madrid, and then at the end of the day they face Sparta Praga. Most probably if he is if Leverkusen are advancing to the next stage, and he can be rested here. But in my opinion, against Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid, he will be playing. Both teams are good defensively, but Atletico Madrid have not Atletico, Bayer Leverkusen has that power to score a lot of goals, and I don't want to miss any of the attacking returns from the left wing back position to say. Against Liverpool, 2 goals conceded. he was taken out early. Yeah, it wasn't a beautiful game, but I think that Bayern has learned a lesson and they're going to improve there. Saliba now finishes up my defense. I know Gabriel is just the better option, but Gabriel was injured during the weekend, so I'm not going to risk it. Saliba is an ever-present person in that defense. I'm here for the clean sheets. Monaco, Zagreb and Girona, in my opinion, are going to present some clean sheets for Arsenal. In midfield, I'm starting with Musiala as Harry Kane is injured for that fixture. I think Musiala is going to be the star boy in that game. I'm quietly hesitant. Should I captain Musiala or should I captain Salah? But we're going to discuss that in a second. Next up is Kyun as well as Trusty. He's a cheap enabler that has an okay fixture run and can be benched on the last day without any remorse. And that is the third cheap player that I'm going to go for after Benitez and Trusty. Kyun finalizes that squad of cheap players that can be benched, and then on the final day I'm just going to decide maybe I have an injury or something that I have to take care of or something like that. You never know with those January games. But yeah, the three players here are easily benchable. If something arises, I can always rely on him. Yeah, he faces Aston Villa, but yeah, he's a right winger at the end of the day. For and Wirtz, the best player in the UCL, in my opinion, so far. This guy, when he plays in UCL, he just enjoys scoring goals. I know that Inter Milan haven't conceded yet, I believe, and Atletico Madrid are solid defensively, but Wirtz is just a different class. And on the final day, I don't want to prepare any transfer for a Leverkusen game, as I know that they already have a good game, and I think that he can be a differential pick in my lineup. And if those 43% that you see on the screen do not change because a lot of people are not using the wildcard, and if he returns, I'm going to lose that rank and I'm not willing to risk it. Next up is Mohamed Salah. For now, he is my captain. 10.1 for that player. At the end of the day, that price is justified. He has blanked in 2 fixtures against Milan and Real Madrid. Against Real Madrid, in theory, he didn't blank because he was taken down for the penalty. If he had scored it, it would have been even better. But for now, Girona, Lille and PSV, easy fixtures. I don't think he's rested in those fixtures. He enjoys playing week in and week out every time around. So I think that Mohamed Salah is going to be ever present. And the final guy here that I'm going to opt for is called Reinders. You're going to say, why not Pulisic? Because Pulisic is out, and most probably he is going to be out until the New Year's Eve. And that would mean that against Zvezda, Girona and Dinamo Zagreb, I'll be relying on Reinders to bring me some similar points like against Bruges or Real Madrid at least. Then moving into my front line, it was the hardest position to pick players for. Robert Lewandowski, I know he faces Dortmund, but this guy can't play against anyone at the highest level. He's scoring penalties, he's scoring good opportunities and good chances. I don't know if he's ever winning that Man of the Match award. I don't think so. I think he has been robbed in all occasions, but at the end of the day, penalty taker and the center forward for Barcelona is always a good guy to target. If he doesn't perform, I can take him out, but those 30% are scary. Yeah, you're going to say you're going for the safe options, blah, 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 but at the end of the day, you can pick differentials for the sake of it, or just have a safety net, and that safety net is going to be Robert Lewandowski for me. Musiala only 18%. Kyun is differential, Wirtz is highly owned, Salah is highly owned, and Reinders it's another differential. So 2 differentials in midfield, highly owned players. In defense, Trusty differential, Van Dijk, Kim differential, Grimaldo owned, and Saliba owned. In goal, Mainan and Benitez both are differentials. Now coming to the differential pick is going to be Griezmann 7%, Slovan Bratislava and an immediate transfer most probably to Harry Kane, or just saving him here and picking Harry Kane instead of Lewandowski. I'll have options because at the end of the day he faces Salzburg away from home, which is going to be an easy fixture on my books. So Griezmann is an amazing option. Penalty, talismanic players, I know that he was benched here, but he still scored a goal. He provided assist. Liu was a slight hiccup, but if he scores 1 or 2 goals or goal and assist, he's probably going to get man of the match as he is the talisman, so I'm going to go there. And now we're reaching the final position in my team, and this guy is called Kai Havertz. I don't think I will be sticking with Kai Havertz, you're going to say, but you need an Arsenal forward, and that's a complete truth, but I just cannot find any space for it. I cannot go without a Bayern Munich for the next 3 fixtures. Salah is my boy and I'm not going anywhere without him up front. Yeah, I can go cheap, but I don't want to sell any of my midfielders as of now. So yeah, it was supposed to be a forward position for Havertz, but he is leaving the team. Now the player that I'm going to introduce is Victor Gyökeres. Yesterday I spoke very ill about him because Sporting were in a bad position. They're not doing well. They are wasteful and they have lost 3 out of 4. But Bruges, Red Bull, and Bologna, those three teams, I think that is one of the best fixture runs in a while for a cheap forward. That's on penalties and that's talismanic. Even if they receive a not penalty here and there, he can take it. A long ball, he can outrun the defenders and score. So I think Gyökeres is a safety net option once again. So I'm adding 2 safety net options in attack, 3 in midfield. I have Salah, Wirtz, and Musiala. 3 in defense with Van Dijk, Grimaldo, and Saliba. So yeah, I have that safety net, and then I have the differential players, and I think I'm in an amazing position to review the transfers and to confirm the transfers. So that's about my team for now. Tomorrow on the deadline stream, of course, we're going to prepare the team even better. But for now, I think that this will do. Let's see if all players that are on the 10th play. I have 10 players playing, and then I have 5 on the final day. So if someone doesn't perform, I can take him out and I'm all good. If all perform, I'll have some deliberation to do. But for now, let's say it is Salah versus Musiala is going to be the day 1 captaincy. Even though Wirtz is amazing, he faces Inter Milan. Musiala away to Shakhtar. It's going to be hard, but most probably if he scores, he is going to get the man of the match, as he is the best player currently in their team and the star boy that they have. And the other good thing about Salah is that he is rested during midweek, and you know that he starts 1,000,000% because we will have the lineup. So if he doesn't start, he's out of the team. Saka is in, so then it's going to be Musiala as the captain. For now, Salah remains the captain. If you're on a wild card, now I'm starting with the tips that I want to give you for the deadline. That's the end of my team per se. But if you're on a wild card, focus on the next 3 fixtures. That's the most important thing. After that, you're receiving another wild card that you can use to prepare for the playoff stages. Now, focus on the 3, but have in mind that you need to adjust some things in January. The game takes place on the 10th and 11th of December, and the next game is around 20th of January. That's around 40 days that you won't have not any info, but any secure info that you can rely on to interchange your team. I don't think it's worth to interchange. I think it's worth to wait and hold and see what's happening. You have to have some key price points in midfield, in attack, in defense that you can interchange players. Stack up players that are nailed, that are most probably going to avoid rotation, such as Lewandowski, such as Gyökeres, Wirtz, Musiala, Van Dijk, Kim, Grimaldo, Mainan, Saliba. Those players are as nailed as it gets, and you can always rely on them. And even if they have not the most favorable of fixtures, you can invest in them. You can go for a kind of different strategy if you're on a wildcard. Attack heavily game week, Matchday 6, and then do slight adjustments in 7. But if you are already planning too many adjustments, you are in a little bit of a trouble because a lot of info can be passed to you. A lot of injuries can happen in those 40 days. Most teams still play during those 40 days. So you have issues if you rely too much on extra information. For example, I want to bring Harry Kane for match day 7 and 8. But if another issue arises, I still own Musiala and Kim, which can be considered as good as possible to continue forward with the Champions League. And then just another team, for example, like Real Madrid, because Real Madrid might turn their form, invite more people to the lineup because they are there and a rotation is happening. So yeah, prepare your team to be from match day 6 to match day 8 without any transfers, so you can rely on it. For match day 8, you have to have some players that you're willing to bench. I know that having the strongest of benches is the most important thing, but for example, players like Trusty and Kyun are cheap, reliable, good fixtures, and can be benched. Those things you need to find your key picks. You can take my key picks, you can improve yours. In the forward line, I've seen several players like Demirovic being recommended to me. Of course, Stuttgart has one of the easiest fixture runs and they're benchable on the final day. Young boys and so on, Bratislava, it doesn't get easier than that. I don't know if Demirovic is the best option to go from Stuttgart, but if you're willing to go for some player like that. You can replace Trusty with Mittelstadt, for example, and Kuhn with an expensive midfielder. So I can, for example, go and do something like that, replacing Kuhn, going for Demirovic instead of Lewandowski, and then here going for Rafinha. And now I have a similar lineup, and I can still, I think, afford Harry Kane, or I cannot, but I can with some interchanges in the team. So that's another option. So sack off Kuhn, sack off around that, and go for a player like Demirovic. The issue with Demirovic is that he's 7 million, and benching 7 million feels a little bit scary if you ask me, but still you can do that, and this is a slight improvement in the team. That would mean that Leva is gone, but Rafi is in, and Rafi is 40% owned. Demirovic is an amazing differential. The same as Kuhn, who is owned, I would say 3%, but consider the same differential. So Demirovic to Rafinha is another option that I would say I would consider. The issue with that is that you add one more player here, but it's not an issue because you add one more player playing on the second day, which at the end of the day is not an issue. I don't know who is the penalty taker of Stuttgart, and we're going to learn right now. If we go to Stuttgart's team, West Ham and Wolves are playing for anyone currently monitoring that. So Demirovic started, didn't score. Let's see Demirovic. We'll check for a penalty goal for Stuttgart. Demirovic here, did he start? No, that's quite interesting, but that's the Bukau Cup. Here Demirovic scored twice, no penalties though, but Demirovic is good. Against Demirovic once again scored. Against Stuttgart, no penalties. No penalties here. No penalties, obviously. Let's find, if I cannot find it, it's going to be, so there is a penalty, but that's for Kaiserslautern. Here for Stuttgart, no penalty. For here, nope. Here, no, obviously. Bundesliga, Demirovic scored at the end to equalize. So Demirovic is pretty important to their team, but no penalties so far. That's a little bit strange. They destroyed Borussia, by the way. Needed a victory here. Demirovic with 2 goals. So Demirovic, for example, is an amazing player to target. And the penalty here was... So Demirovic wasn't on the field. Where is Demirovic? So he was out. He was not in the team. And they had a penalty. And the guy that scored it is leveling. It's a friendly game, of course. Here, Undav is starting. Where is Demirovic? He was benched, so yeah, I think Demirovic is as nailed as it gets. Here, who scored the penalty? Krasor. Was Demirovic on the field? No. So honestly, I don't know if Demirovic is on penalties, but he's scoring some odds go here and there. So you can go and replace Kuhn and, for example, Leva with Demirovic and Rafi. This will block my move to Harry Kane, which is a little bit worrying. So I can always rely on Julian Timber. 4.4, it cannot get any better, but I don't think that... Why I shouldn't think that this is a good transfer, I have no idea. He has an assist, because a lot of defenders are injured. He will need a rest at some point. I don't know if that rest is going to be given in the UCL or not. So far, he has, I think, played in all of the fixtures, so I don't see why he will be rested. So I can sack off Saliba and go for Timber, keep Rafi, keep Demirovic, and I'm all money. It is an option. We'll consider it tomorrow on stream. So yeah, Demirovic, for example, is a good forward to consider. Then going to Jonathan David, another forward with an amazing fixture this time around. Liverpool after that's a little bit iffy, but Feyenoord is a good option. So if you're still holding Limitless, you can use Limitless for Matchday 7 and then return to Demirovic and to David in Matchday 8. So a lot of options for the forward position. Take the best possible lineup for the weeks going forward, and you can prepare your team as good as possible. The issue with Demirovic is that you don't know if he starts for sure. If we look at Stuttgart and you go to see, let me refresh because it's a little bit annoying to find the latest of games. Okay, I need to do that. So next latest of games, it's against Union Berlin, and Demirovic was subbed out in the 90th minute. So he played full 90 minutes. before UCL. So here Demirovic played full 90, and here he played full 90. So he is capable of playing full 90 left, right, and center. So here Demirovic was benched. Or yeah, Demirovic was benched. So I'm not going to, for example, risk it with Demirovic, but he is a good option in my opinion as well. You can go for Timber, you can save money from Saliba / Gabriel, but yeah, that's from my team. My advice, if you're on a wildcard, do that. If not on a wildcard, if you're on a limitless draft, pick the best team and go for it. Yesterday I prepared a limitless, so you can go and check it out. Another tip, if you're just doing regular transfers, focus players with good fixtures until the end of the year. For example, focus on players like Milan players, Real Madrid are with good fixtures. You can go for, I am not going for Real Madrid, I don't know. I know why, because I am a little bit hesitant about their form currently. I don't know if Vini Jr. is going to play full 90 minutes. Atalanta is not the easiest of fixtures, but after that they are going forward. Bayern Munich and Milan are my top two teams to target. Musiala, Kim, Reinders, Mainan, Leao, Theo Hernandez, all those players are going to be with good returns. Those are the teams that I would advise you to get players from. Now we're going to go and see what the team news are saying for most of the teams. I found 5 teams that are relevant, because the others either haven't listed it or I couldn't find it. So maybe if you can find some team news, you can give it to me. But let's start with Bayern Munich. The surprise here is no Neuer. Neuer is with an injured trip, so that would mean that Neuer is not going to be in the lineup. But they have Perez, Schmidt, and Quanats in go. If you're on a limitless, you can go for a cheap Perez guy. I think that his price is low as low as it gets. Yeah, 4 million for a Bayern Munich keeper. Who says no? After that, no Harry Kane, no Kingsley Coman, I believe, so a little bit worrying, no Paulinho there, but Upamecano, Kim Min-jae, Kimi, Goretzka, Sané, Dyer, Ulize, Ibrahimovic, Son is here, Guerrero, Bowie, Müller, Uamier, Irakunda, Aseku, Teo, Musiala, Pavlovic, Asno. So a pretty strong lineup. Moving swiftly to Liverpool, here is a traveling squad, and the biggest addition here is Alisson. There was a press conference about Alisson, and he is going to return between the sticks. So those of you with Kelleher, I'm sorry, but most probably you won't have Kelleher playing. Gomez, Endo, Van Dijk, Diaz, Szoboszlai, Nunes, Salah, Jones, Gakpo, Elliott, Robertson, Gravenberch, McConnell, Jarus, Kelleher, Arnold, Norris, and Kwanzaa are in the team. So several omissions. McAllister is suspended, so if you have McAllister, he's not going to play. Next omission, Diogo Jota not yet back into the squad. Konate not back, Conor Bradley not back, Tsimikas not back with the squad. So those are the obvious omissions that need to build up fitness, and no Chiesa as well. So a lot of limited options for Liverpool this time around. McAllister sadly is injured. I don't see Salah being benched, but Elliott can be utilized. I can see some defenders being rotated, but we'll have the full lineups there. Moving swiftly into the next team, it's Real Madrid. Some good news about them. Courtois is in goal. Lunin and Mestre are back here. Vasquez, Vallejo, Fran Garcia, Rudiger, Asensio, Youssef, and Jimenez here. So I would guess that Lucas Vasquez, Fran Garcia, Vallejo, and Rudiger is going to be the starting defense, or you can rely on even Valverde on the right back position. From the midfield perspective, Bellingham is here, which is good. Valverde, Modric, Tchouaméni, Arda, Ceballos, and Kema, a lot of options. Endrick is fit, so he is back into the lineup. Rodrigo is fit, he is back into the lineup. Mbappe, Vini Jr., they have a lot of options. Vini, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Valverde, Tchouaméni for me is going to be the lineup that they go for up front, so they can score a lot of goals. But after injuries, returning Vini and Rodrigo, I'm not a fan of to invest right now. If they continue on a good form and they remain fit, I think after Matchday 6, I will be opting for at least one of those players, because the fixture run is there for them. Moving swiftly to PSV, I don't know how excited are you for PSV, but some players are important to mention. Benitez, my goalkeeper, is here, moving swiftly forward. Buscaglia is here, that he is an option. Tillman, one of the most popular options, is here. Another option. Schouten has returned. and Bakayoko is here, Luke de Jong is here, Lozano is here, Pepe is here. So you have a lot of firing option back for PSV, and I believe that they're going to do pretty well. The final team that I found the news are for Paris Saint-Germain. I found for several other teams, but they are not as popular. The best and the most popular player here is Hakimi. I think he is the only player worth investing from PSG. So yeah, he's in the squad. Marquinhos is here, Donnarumma is here, Asensio is here, Vitinha is here, Lucas Hernandez, Muani, Barcola, another player important for their team, Zaire is here, Skriniar is here, and that's all players here. So yeah, I think I support you here with some team news. Pulisic already mentioned that he is out, Neuer is out, so to be commissioned already. Real Madrid are with a pretty good lineup, so I'm quietly hesitant. So for example, if we go to Vinicius Jr. is 11.2, pretty expensive. I cannot reach him, I believe. Oh no, I can barely reach him, so he's an option. Rodrigo is an interesting option because he's 8.9, and if he starts repeating those UCL performances from last year, it's going to be interesting. For now, he is flagged. I just want to see how Real play, because I was not very pleased with how they performed against Liverpool, and in previous UCL matches it was a little bit shambolic. So yeah guys, those are the deadline chips that I want to present to you for now. If you want to ask any questions, please go down in the comment section and ask them. If you want some live tips, you can come to the deadline stream. It's completely for free. We are still trying to reach 1.7k, so please make it possible. 15 people away. Hopefully it will be less until you see this video, but let's see at the end of the day. This is my team for now. Salah captain, Gyökeres is into the side as I need a reliable penalty taker to cover my team, and I think Gyökeres fits the bill perfectly. Thank you for watching, thank you for being part of the community, thank you for subscribing, and I hope to see you soon with more UCL fantasy and FPL content. All good from me, but for now I'll be heading out. Bye!